Hello YouTube viewers. Today we'll be reviewing the mouse being the Turtle Beach Burst 2 Airs. I hope you enjoy. I'll be reviewing it for both versions 1.8 and versions 1.21, and just gotta see how much CPS it gets and stuff like that. So enough yapping, and I'm gonna just start showing y'all. Shit, how do I open this? Oh, there you go. Now my opinions on the mouse are pretty positive. I got it at a good price at $65 US, but it normally costs $100 US, which I think is still a pretty fair price considering the quality that it is. Now for 1.8, I would say that the mouse is as good as the Com Pro, but with a lighter weight and a longer battery life, and it's more available. It is an excellent mouse for drag clicking since the surface is pretty good, and I've been able to drag up to 40 CPS on the surface without tape, and a lot more with tape. I know a lot of y'all watching would probably get more CPS than me since I'm not the best drag clicker, and some pretty good bridgers use the same mouse, such as Dougal and Tidal Boom, which he actually reviewed this mouse and is the reason I bought it. So if you're a drag clicker, I would highly suggest you watch this video on the mouse, which I will leave in the description. Now for butterfly clicking, I would say this mouse is better than the Com Pro, but not as good as the Model O, which are two mice that I've used and I'm very familiar with. But I would choose this mouse over the Model O just because of the long battery life, and it has a more comfortable feel. And because this mouse has a better build quality and would last longer, the high CPS butterfly that I've gotten on this mouse is 23 CPS. It is way more than you really need for PvP. Now for right clicking, I'm not a big fan of it. Since the scroll wheel is in the way and it feels like the button doesn't bounce or double click when you do it, it just feels dull. But I still get like 16 to 20 CPS with it, so it's not really that bad. But we do gotta keep in mind that I have small sized hands, so I have to reach more into the right button to butterfly click. People with larger hands or medium sized hands would probably have an easier time butterfly clicking on it than me, so it just really depends on how large your hands are. And for jitter clicking, I don't have much of a valid opinion for it, since I'm not a really good jitter clicker, but I've been able to get more stable CPS on it than other mice have. Buttons have very low pre and post travel, and its clicks are pretty crisp, they feel pretty nice. Now where I really find this mouse to shine though is in combat versions 1.21. Because of its lightweight, very smooth glide, and a comfortable grip, it just makes it easier for me to quickly turn and flick on my opponent. And the side buttons, they're not the most crisp side buttons, like I would say the Com Pros are better, but they are pretty responsive. Them being responsive is pretty good if you play Crystal PP or UHC, or you just really value your side buttons, like I do. Unless you value very high polling rate on other games, I would dare call this mouse the Minecraft mouse of 2025. Now for the final statement, these are the pros and cons. The pros being that the buttons are very crisp and are instantly triggered with very little post and pre-travel, and the grip is very good for most hand sizes, and it has a 120-hour battery life, which is pretty long. I've used it for a week and I still haven't needed to charge it. In fact, it hasn't gone down to 50%. And the side buttons are pretty responsive, which is another pro. The DPI button is also pretty well placed. I think it looks clean being near the front, but without like it being in the way. Another pro is that this mouse's stock surface is very good for drag clicking. Like, this is one of the very few mice which I have been able to drag click with stock surface. I'm not very good at drag clicking with like my fingers without tape, but this is one of the few which I can. So most people are probably better than me at doing it. So yeah. Now the cons I would say is the butterfly clicking problem with its right clicking. That has if you have small hands, but I don't really think it's really unplayable. It's just a small inconvenience. But that's really like the only downside I can think of. So yeah, I mean, I guess the pulling rate, I guess I would say if you play other games. Now for Minecraft, it's more than enough. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and remember that if you're choosing a mouse, make sure you're doing enough research, to make sure it fits you. And thank you so much for staying until the end. That means a lot to me. Thank you. And so subscribe, comment down to claim an OG ticket if you did. Now that's it from me. Peace.